I forgot that I had one more example that is along the same line, so I just want to cover this one really quick. This one is called A004, and purpose of this one is to show information about when threads are started and completed. And the main thing I did here is I add the onExit Finalizer to this code that we'll get to in just a moment. So I scroll down here. Print thread info, I believe, is the same as what you saw before. And now create task is this function right here that I want to talk about. So what it does is it's given this task name and this duration, it creates an unexceptional effect, as you can see with that UIO right there. And I know that the tasks are going to be created like this, as you see in this section right here, and then they're going to be forked down here. Therefore, what I do inside of create task, inside of this for expression that goes from here to here, is that I initially print the thread information just like before. I sleep just like before. And then when I'm finished, I print this message just like before. So that's the for expression. And then what I added to that is this onExit Finalizer right here. And I added this note up here. And exit ensures that a cleanup function runs whether this effect succeeds, fails, or is interrupted. And you can see that in the ZIO documentation over here. So again, that cleanup function will be run under any circumstance, which is exactly what I want right here. And what I do with onExit is I print the thread information again, as you can see right here. I print the task name and then onExit was called. Other than that, the rest of this code should look pretty similar. I just moved things around a little bit in terms of creating this create task function. Background task still runs for 12 seconds. Print hello goes for 6 seconds. Print world goes for 9 seconds. I create the three of them. I fork them like that. The only other difference you'll see down here is that I do the join on that one, and then this print line where I say I join B, and then I join the other ones and give those messages there as well. So again, the rest should look very familiar from the previous examples. Now we go ahead and run this. I wanted to restart this over here because this code over here wasn't visible. So I want to go ahead and start this again, then we'll talk about it as it happens. So first thing you see is the three messages that the three workers are started right here, the three fibers, and that message comes from the print thread info, which comes from right here. And again, you can see hello is the first one completed because it was going in 6 seconds. And then onExit is called on hello, which you see right there. World is then completed, and you see onExit is then called for world. Then background is completed, and onExit is called for background. And then we see the joined messages, join B, H, and W. So all of this over here is the same as before. The only thing I added was these onExit calls. And the purpose of that was so you could see hello being completed and then see the onExit Finalizer being run. That was a big thing I added there. And then everything else should be the same as in the previous examples. One other thing, I don't know if I noted this before in the previous examples, but you'll see here that hello is started on zScheduler worker 3, and then when it exits, it's number 11 over here. And then you'll see world is started on number 9 here, it's exited on number 1, and background was started on 10, and it exits on worker number 5. That's a really interesting point about how fibers work when you have a thread pool, is that when they start, such as hello starting on number 3, they don't have to complete on that same worker thread. This one completes on 11. Actually, they all complete on different threads. So that's a really interesting thing about how fibers work when you're working with a thread pool. And what I mean by that is that this message, when it's printed here, you'll see worker number 3 at this point, but then when you come to the finalizer and you see that last message, you could very likely see a different worker over here, and that's exactly what happened with all three fibers in this example. As I'm editing this video, I realized I forgot to mention a really key point, and that's if we look at this hello fiber right here, you can see that the hello fiber completely finishes, including the onExit Finalizer being called. And all of that happens long before, and I mean long before, the fiber is joined back into the for expression. So I can't move my cursor around right now, but if you look down about, what is that, 4 or 5 lines, you'll see the joined B, joined H, joined W. You see that the hello fiber completes long before that, and again, including the onExit Finalizer. So that was supposed to be a key point of this video. I didn't think I showed it enough in previous videos, so I wanted to make sure I showed it in this one. So again, I encourage you to check out this code from GitHub and play with it however you want to, till you feel comfortable with everything, until you feel like you understand how everything is working.